We're going to go live. Right about now, and it's great to see everybody on this Wednesday night. It's great to be back. I really missed last Wednesday. Trust me, I'd a whole lot rather been here with you guys. What an awesome night it's going to be. We're going to touch on some things. I tell you, I love the Facebook forum. I just absolutely love it because I'm able to see things and read things and work on some stuff, and it really allows me to help you help yourselves a whole lot better because I'm able to get the data very quickly. I'll give you a prime example. I was at the hospital with my mother yesterday, and the questions were coming in. I was able to answer them. The messages were coming in. I was able to take care of it, even sitting in the doctor's office. So I think that Facebook forum was really an answered prayer to really moving things along quickly for us here at Instant App Wizard. Real quick, if you have not joined our YouTube channel, and I know many of you have, go to youtube.com/Instant App Wizard. You'll be the first to get the videos when they come across, and also our Facebook. If you like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Instant App Wizard. If you have not signed up for the SMS weekly reminders, do so at 904-548-3411, and just a keyword app call at 904-548-3411. And our Facebook group is where it happens. We get a lot of great suggestions, a lot of great ideas, and the opportunity to really make things great. So if you have not become a part of our Facebook group, join our Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Instant App Wizard. It is the place to be. And Carrie's Corner, there you go, Tom. What do you think about that, buddy? And Carrie's Corner comes out every Monday and or Tuesday, just depending on when I can get in the studio and get it recorded. I'm going to answer your questions direct. We had our first show this week. It lasts about 10 minutes. Going to go about 10 or 12 minutes, and just email me at Carrie@InstantAppWizard.com with your questions. When those come in, they go in a special folder that I built, and we're able to go in there, and we're going to go on live on camera and answer your questions and talk to you direct. And I know we had great success with it this week. We had a lot of people go in and watch it. And that'll be coming out every either Monday evening or Tuesday morning, but just as soon as I can get in the studio one of those 2 days and get it knocked out. But give me an email, and I'll be more than happy to get on there. Some of the stuff off of the Facebook page I want to answer in there too, because some things it's just easier for me to talk about than it is to type. I want to talk about loyalty app and coupon apps. We went over this pretty much in length a few weeks ago, when I talked about getting outside the box and selling things individually. And we're growing so fast. Usually what I put out 2 weeks ago, there's a ton of people that don't see it. But we've had a lot of gibber in the Facebook group about loyalty apps and coupon apps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over my screen here. And I just want to show you something real quick. It's very easy, and the question was this: what do we do if someone has already built an app or has an app, or can we tie our coupon or loyalty rewards into it? Well, we can't do it that way, but you also don't want to go in and degrade someone else what they've already paid for or what they're paying for. So what you need to do is you need to take that opportunity to show them our loyalty rewards program and our coupon program and build that a marketing plan completely around that component. And what's going to happen is the majority of time you're going to eventually wind up getting their entire app, because what happens is they've bought something and it doesn't really do the marketing, and we've talked about this a million times. An app is an app is an app unless you have the marketing platform. So the marketing platform is the key, the loyalty rewards, the coupons. Those are key components of the app in bringing customers back in. So what I did was I just went in real quick, and I'm going to show you what I did. And you can do this a couple of ways. Just go in and build them a quick app. And all you want to put on there is the punch card and or the scratch off coupon. If they're just going for the loyalty rewards, if that's what they're looking for, don't put the scratch off coupon on yet. Okay? Let that be an upsell at a later time. Get in there, show them how the punch card system works. Now, everybody here should have either a tablet and or a laptop or a smartphone. You should all have a smartphone. What I would do before I walked into that business, if you know you're going in to specifically talk about the loyalty rewards program, is build that loyalty rewards immediately. And for those of you that are new that don't know how to do that, let me just go over here real quick to the loyalty rewards. Somebody also asked today, said, where's the video for loyalty rewards? It's right here on the bar. So let's go in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit this, okay, so that you can see how it works. And all you do is if you're building it, you would put this information in. It pulls up the business right here, okay, and what I showed you is you can set the parameters and the diameters of the geolocation service. Just click in the center here. That'll put the geolocator right in the center, and now you're going to want to build this. You need to understand the place you're working. You need to know the store layout. This is the Walmart in my hometown, and I go there all the time. So I know exactly what's here. You walk in this right here. This is lawn and garden, and right here is a cash register. Right here is a cash register because this is sporting goods. And right along here are all the cash registers. Okay? And so I want to make sure that I cover all the cash registers. So let me go out here at about 75 meters or so. Let me do 100 meters. That's too big. So 75 meters will pretty much cover the whole store. Let me back that down just a little bit so I can see. Now you can see here I've got every single cash register covered with the loyalty rewards with the GPS section. Just click save, and now you've set up the loyalty rewards. So what you want to do is if you're going to go in and you're going to show somebody how this works, you need to have it set up on your phone. To just walk in and say, hey, the loyalty rewards would work great for you. Okay. And that's pretty much where it's going to stop. Roger Pineda, and I've probably said this a million times since I've been on these webinars over the last year and a half, is a show and tell kind of guy. I asked him before the webinar started. I said, Roger, go out and sell 10 apps this week. And actually, he let me down. He only sold 9. But he's a show and tell guy. And he goes out every day and he shows and tells, and he carries that little QR code in his pocket. He whoops it out, and he demonstrates the app. You really need to do the same thing with the loyalty rewards and the coupon. You need to have all that set up. Okay. Now, what you can do is you can go in and set up a demo and have all that done, and then just go in and edit the address. That way you can show it working right there at their store. All right. So it works very well that way. But don't go in if they've already got a mobile app. And I know without a shadow of a doubt, because I look at these programs every single day. Robert and I spent 2 hours on the phone yesterday talking about this very thing. Without question, and I will compare our program to anybody out there any day of the week. And it's not because I work with it every day. Nobody has the technology, the programming, and everything going on that we have. Nobody. Okay? They may have a little piece of this or a little piece of that or a little piece of this, but nobody has what we have here. So go in, build that demo, and go in and show them. Don't just walk in and tell them about it. Show them how it works. Show and tell every single time. Somebody had asked today in the group, said, well, what would you charge for that? You know what? Go in and set them up a loyalty rewards for $19.99 or $29.99 a month. I mean, it gives you an opportunity to get them started on your app. Don't go in and degrade their app. They're proud of their app, and why are they proud of it? Why would somebody be proud of something they already have? Anybody tell me? Can everybody hear me? Because they paid for it. That's right. They spent time and energy on it. They bought it. You know, when you go out and buy a $60,000 car, even though it's ugly, you don't want somebody coming up and telling you your car is ugly. So out of being nice, they come up and tell you what a good-looking car you got. And then when they walk away, they say, that's the ugliest car I've ever seen in my life. Why would anybody spend $60,000 for that? So compliment them on their app, but show them how you can put a program together, a marketing program together with the loyalty rewards that brings them back. And I'm going to show you in a minute when we talk about push technology. And like I said before the show started, I've been saying this for a year and a half. And somebody finally woke up and said, wow, Carrie's right. Now, they didn't say Carrie's right, but I'm telling you, I've been saying this very thing for a year and a half, and it's come to fruition. Why? Because we want to keep people inside the apps. And businesses have finally opened their eyes and said, hey, we've got to keep people in our apps. So just build a simple loyalty rewards, and let me show you real quick, and I left punch card on there for a reason, because I get this question all the time. Well, Carrie, it says punch card. I want it to say loyalty rewards. So all you have to do is come over here. Oops, I can't spell. Loyalty rewards. Click save. And you can change the name of the links right here. Go to preview and loyalty rewards. So whatever you want to name it, punch card, loyalty rewards, punch ticket, whatever you want to call it, whatever they call it in your area. Any questions on setting up just a simple rewards app? Nothing else, nothing fancy. You got your click to call up here. You always want the share button. Get coupons was build our list or whatever it says on there. You can either put a scratch coupon on there or not. That's up to you. I just put it on there to show you that you can. And that's all that's on there. All this is a rewards app. Nothing else. Any questions real quick on that at all? Okay. We are going to roll on. Can you show the code to redeem? Alrighty. Give me 2 seconds. Let me pull that back over. You don't integrate it with their app. That's what I said right off the bat. You do not integrate it with their app. They now have 2 apps. They have a loyalty rewards app, which actually builds their business. They have an app that they're paying for that does nothing for their business. Okay? It's just the way it is. And, yeah. So, but what you're going to wind up doing is you're going to show them in the end run that your marketing program is far superior to anything else they have. What did somebody ask me to do? I'm sorry. I got the redeem code. Right here, the redeem code is whatever you want to set it at. Now, they may want to change it every day. So all you do is come in here. You can put it on card code only, or geolocation and card code, geolocation only or card code only. I can tell you that talking to a lot of people, they really like the card code only method, okay, because they control that, all right? So right here, like it's 11111, you can save it to 22222. It can be whatever they want to make it every day. And you'll see when you go in and use the app, that they'll be able to see that. Now, Joe, we don't have that set up yet. Let me tell you what Joe says. Can we track who comes in and punches, meaning if I wanted to see those who haven't punched in a long time, maybe I can send them a message? No, but Mark and I talked about that. Someone put that in the message box the other day. We've got a couple of things that we're finishing up on. One of them is the shopping cart program. And as soon as we finish that, we'll go back in and we'll integrate that. No, this does not require the SMS service. You do want to set up SMS if you're using the full-fledged Make It Happen coupon program. Because what happens is they get text messaged the coupon, and then they can come back in and they can redeem the coupon. And what that does is that allows them to get the coupon redeemed. Now, you don't need to join our list for this, but what you want to do, what you want to be able to do is get them to join your list. The biggest thing is getting people inside that marketing platform. And I'm going to show you why in a minute. The most important thing we can do, folks, I can't say this enough, is to build that marketing platform. Because that marketing platform, especially with the automation that's put in there now, will absolutely explode people's businesses with repeat customers. And that's what business is all about. It's really not the acquisition of new customers. Acquisition of new customers comes with repeat customers going out and sharing how good the place is and sharing the specials and that kind of thing. The people you're wanting to bring back over and over again are the customers, the loyal customers that will get them back in the door. So, can you click on the loyalty rewards button? Yes, ma'am. Okay. And they either sign up or they already have an account. I may have an account in here, I'm not sure. I've not done this in a while. Invalid login. Let me see here. I'll tell you what, let me create an account real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me sign up. Now create me an account. Okay, now who was that? Give me 1 second here. I want to make sure, because this is very important because I see a lot of questions on this. So I'm going to spend just a little bit of time. Can you click on the loyalty rewards button? Okay, Ellen, what else can I show you there? Let me just walk through it. Tap to punch card. 1 punch required to receive. Get a free car wash. Let me tap it. Okay, now this is very important right here. Remember I was talking about a lot of people like the tap to call thingy here. I mean the coupon code. This is where it goes right here. So they would go to an employee and they would get the code. And I think I put in 222. Submit the code. Okay, redeem now. Okay, prior to tapping redeem, located employee. And now they've got 5 minutes. Okay, so if they click redeem now, and that 5 minutes goes away and they haven't located somebody, and it specifically tells them locate somebody. I'm not going to let this go all the way down 5 minutes, but so you'll see, my typing's getting better. it's very explicit that they have to get a hold of someone before it reaches 5. And the reason for that is they can't leave. It's going to expire. And that expiration is very important to your customers. Okay, very, very important. That's a feature that you really need to point out to them, because that is a huge sell item. Okay, that will expire. The biggest question that you will get from the employees, from the customers out there, is what's going to happen if they just continue to do it over and over and over. That's where the code comes in and works very well. That's why your clients will like the code, and they really like the 5 minutes, that they literally have to go out and find an employee in order to redeem that. That is huge. That is a very, very big sales tool for you, okay, to show them that. And, of course, they can share this also. All right. Any more questions there? Ellen, did I help you there? Yes. Everyone that joins goes on the list. They can share the app. I don't know if I can share from inside here, if it's going to let me. It's not going to let me. Anything I framed in won't let you do it, but it allows you to share the app. Employee gives, not yet. Well, the best thing to do is let the employee put the code in. That's what I would do. If you give out the code, then you never know. They love to go out and give it out to all their friends. But some businesses will, some won't. But it gives them that opportunity. You bet, Ellen. Absolutely. Okay, any more questions on this? If not, I'm going to keep rolling on here. But I wanted to go over that. I saw so many questions in the box today, in the forum today on that. Okay, directories. I'm not going to go in and build a directory. I want to talk to you about the structure of a directory and who you're selling your directories to, and how you're actually marketing your directories, and what it takes to put a directory together. Directories is probably the most misunderstood program that I've talked about in the last year and a half. And the reason it is because most people do not understand how much work is involved in the directory. I'd mentioned just the other day in the forum about directories. We've got a reseller that's bringing in about $11,000 a month on her directory alone and her advertising alone. And we got several people that's doing extremely well on their directories. Now, not everybody shares me what kind of money they're making, and and it really doesn't bother me that they don't. We just happen to be talking, and we shared some of that information. So, but what I want to do is I want to talk about cost first. And you need to make sure you watch this video now, or watch this training now, and you go back and watch this video. And I want to show you a quick way to go through these videos and not have to watch the whole video. That's why I started doing this. You see right there where it says directories? On YouTube, if you'll put your mouse on the little bar and just go across, it will bring up the frames. And you'll be able to see directories, and make sure you watch this again. Okay? You don't have to watch the whole training if you don't want to. But watch this directories part right here, because this is very important to you. First off, you have to understand cost. All right? I cannot tell you how much your time is worth. I don't have a clue. Only you know that. Okay? And there's a lot of work that goes into the directory that is not really charged to the client. As far as building their stuff. Building the framework for a directory is the biggest time consumer you will have. If you don't believe me, ask Rex or Sherry. They are the directory king and queen of Instant App Wizard. okay? They're the ones that really started out with the directories and really took it to another level. Number two, the number of apps, you can figure that pretty quick. If you've got the Platinum program, your apps are costing you about 39 cents a piece. If you've got the Gold program, they're costing you about 97 cents a piece. That is the only two things that I know the cost of, that I can actually sit here and say, okay, this is what those apps cost. That's a true hard cost. Your staff, what it takes you to put it together. Somebody said they can't hear me. Can everybody hear me? Everybody hear me okay? Okay, everybody can hear me. So that's the only true cost I know. 39 cents an app for the Platinum program, 97 cents an app for the Gold program. It takes multiple apps to build a directory, and I'm going to show you that in a moment with a tree, okay, with what I call my app tree. When I sit down and I start figuring out a directory, this is how I do it. I don't even go into my platform until I know which direction I'm going to go with my directory. So you have to figure out your cost. Carrie can't do that for you because I don't know what your time's worth. I don't know what you're worth. You may work for an nth of what I work for, okay? You may work for 10 times what I work for. So you have to figure that out yourself. No. Rex uses multiple apps. Rex has hundreds of apps built. So if that was what the thought was, that's wrong. There's multiple apps used in building an app. Price. You have to figure out if you're going to do just a listing, and you're going to have to figure out what your app with a listing is. Now, some of these directory folks, they give the listings away for free, and they charge for the app. Some of them charge for the listing and then give them a discount on the app. The person that's in the 11,000 range, their average package comes around $240 an app, $240 a package, okay, for the package. So you have to sit down and figure that out. And I can't tell you what the price is because I don't know what your time is. I don't know what your worth is. I don't know how long it's taking you to do it. So, but sit down and figure that out. Know this, that the price of the app really doesn't come into play when it comes to building these directories. It really doesn't come into play because the price of the apps are minute. Okay, 97 cents or 34 cents, 39 cents, whatever it was, for that app is nothing. Okay, it's your time and energy and what you put into it. So you're going to have a listing, and you're going to have an app with a listing, and you kind of have to sit down and you got to look at that and you got to figure out kind of where you want to go. Now, I can guarantee you, everybody that's trying to build directories has not sat down and done this. And I know that because people call me asking how to build the directories, and the first thing I ask them is this when people call me. And you can ask Tom Miles. I'm a question asker when people call me on the phone because I need to see where you're at and where your head's at. The first thing, you have to know where you're going to advertise. Now, we haven't even thought about building the app yet, because if you walk into my establishment and you're trying to sell me a directory listing, the first thing out of my mouth is I want to know how people are going to find it. If you don't know where you're going to advertise your own app, there's no way you can walk in and sell that app, that directory. There's no way you can walk in and sell that listing because they want to know what they're paying for. I can go out and list everywhere. But if people aren't going to it, it's no different than an app is an app, a website's a website. If you're not driving traffic to that directory, then you're spinning your wheels, and those people will not stay with you because it's doing them no good. Okay? So where are you going to advertise? Stores. The stores who are purchasing the apps. You want to make sure you have window clings. You want to make sure you have table tents. And that's an expense that you're going to have to absorb. That's your expense. These are things that I'm talking about for your expense right here. Hotels. Hotels is the biggest place you can advertise these directories. And they will love it when you come in there, because what did you just do for that hotel clerk? Everybody that walks in that hotel says, ask him 2 or 3 questions. Where are the places to eat around here? Is there a place I can go get a tire fixed? Is there a place I can go get my hair done? What's around? Is there a movie theater close by? So they will love it if you take a table tent in there and put that in there, or put some cards on their counter, and then all they got to do is say, here's our mobile directory for our area. That is huge to be able to do that. And trust me, every hotel out there will let you put that in there for free. You're not going to charge them anything. All you want to do is advertise it. Restaurants, okay? You want to put them in all the restaurants. You want to get all the restaurants in the app, okay? Places who have bought the apps. How to advertise. It's no different than advertising any other app. Table tents, window clings, billboards, radio, any place you can get inexpensive advertisement. There are a lot of small towns. If the cable company's in that town, they've got a cable channel, it's very inexpensive to advertise on there. You can buy a full billboard ad for pennies on the dollar, okay? The more you run it, the cheaper it gets. But if you're not willing, and I want everybody to listen to what I'm going to say, if you're not willing to go out there and advertise that app, you're not, oh, wow. Real quick, man, if everybody don't mind, Robert just texted me. He's having to leave. His dad just had a stroke. So just pray, God be with him and be with his family. My heart goes out to him. I'm telling you. My mom's going through the same thing right now. I was at the heart doctor with her yesterday. So I'm going to take, if you don't mind, just personally, just a minute to pray to myself. And if you would just do the same thing. Okay, let me gain my composure here, and we'll get back into it. So the directories are no different than any other app, and thank you so much for everybody for your comments that just came across the screen. I greatly appreciate that, and I know Robert will, and I'll let him know that everybody's there with him. Excuse me just a minute. But you have to advertise your apps just like everybody else, just like you teach everybody else to advertise their apps. You have to be very pro-marketing in yourself, and you have to really, really push it. If you want your directories to be successful, then you have got to market those directories. Because if people aren't using them and people's not getting any feedback from that, trust me, when people find that restaurant in a directory, they're going to let their little waitress know. They're going to let somebody know, hey, man, that was great you guys advertised in the directory that was at the hotel, because that's how we found you. So very, very powerful. Where and what type of directory are you going to use? First off, I want you to look at the left of the screen. You have to know what areas you're going to market to. Are you going to market to the entire county? Are you going to break the county into cities? How are you going to market that area? And you've got to understand that. And so when you sit down, and you don't have to start these directories off for the entire state. Been talking to a fellow up in New York. He's starting with 4 small counties, and he's gonna spread out those 4 counties, and then he's going to start spreading out a little more. So he's got an idea of the direction he's going to go. Then you pick your cities where you're going to market to. You want to market to usually your medium to larger size cities, the cities that have hotels. If you've got a small city and they don't have a lot of tourist traffic or they don't have any hotels, it's probably not going to be a great directory town for you. Okay, so you want to be able to do that. Then you've got to sit down, and I want you to look at the right side of the screen. You've got to figure out what niche you're going to look at, and you don't really need to go out and pull a lot of niches down. A directory, especially if you're going to target the hotel industry to market, or you're going to target the entertainment industry to market those directories to or through, then you want to target the niches that people are looking for when they come to that town. Restaurants, hotels, beauty salons or barbers, auto repair, grocery stores, little markets, hospitals, things that if people need. And now things you need to do is, like a hospital, you would probably put that in there for free. A hospital needs to be on every directory you have. What do they call those? The little quickie centers where you can go in and get a broke arm fixed or something. You know, I would put those in there for free, and I would go by and I would let them know that I'm going to put them in there for free. And guess what I would do there? I would make sure I put a window cling or at least some a table tent or something at their counter. Okay? Yeah, emergency care facilities. Thank you, Tom. So you want to target the areas that those people are going to be looking for. I'm going to tell you, I cannot tell you the number of times. Well, I'll give you an example. I was out a few weeks ago, and the fellow that I was out with, we were in 2 separate vehicles. He lost the bearings in his front left wheel. We searched and we searched and we searched and could not find anybody in the area that did auto repair. It blew my mind. And we just gone through a couple of pretty good-sized towns, but we couldn't find anybody with auto repair. So I jumped in my truck and I ran back to this little town, and there was a place there that did auto repair. So directories, you really have to focus, laser focus, and you need to take your time when you're doing this. You need to literally sit down just like I've done here, and you need to write it out. You've got to know what direction you're going. You got to know how you're going to advertise it. You're going to have to know what niches you're going to go market to. And if you'll do it that way, you're going to be very, 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 very successful. But if you just go out there and you say, well, I'm going to start throwing these directories together, it's not going to work, because it's very methodical in how these directories are put together. Now, this is what I do. I do this on a whiteboard, okay? Now, this is the main app, and I want to know what's going to be on my first page of my app. Of course, I want to have a little bit of information about the directory, and then I'm going to have a main directory button, okay? And it's going to say directory on it. So they're going to click on that, and then they're going to go to my next button, my next app, and it's going to have a couple of buttons on it, a few buttons on it. But it's all, what that's going to have is it's going to have a breakdown of the counties, okay, on the next app. And then they're going to click on the next on the counties, and it's going to break it down into cities. And then we're going to click on the cities, and it's going to go into categories. And then when they click on the category, it's actually going to go to the listings in that category. So when I say this thing takes multiple apps, you could tie up 200 apps real quick, very quickly, okay? When you start spreading out into the different categories, the different niches, and you start building this. You've got to know where every app goes, where every button goes, okay, in order to keep up with it. And as you build this, and if you will just simply, and just take your whiteboard, take a piece of paper, it doesn't matter what you do it on, write it on a piece of toilet paper if you want to. Draw this out and start with your first app. And then sit there and think it out, okay? You're going to have your logo here. Is this going to be a business logo that you sell? Okay, maybe your main business that you've got there, or you could rotate these every month and you could put a different logo up there. You could sell that ad space for a couple of $100 a month, and you could go out and you could get the Pizza Hut to advertise there. And guess what? They could actually put a coupon right there on that logo, and you could sell that for a couple of $100 a month, and they could go to the Pizza Hut, and then maybe next week you could put another restaurant or maybe a beauty salon or a tire store or something. But see, there's ways to monetize this directory in very powerful ways that you can make a lot of external money off of other than just the listings. So you need to think about that. So you think, well, what am I going to put up here? Okay, well, this is just going to be a logo. I'm not going to sell that space. I recommend selling the space. So I'm going to start it off right here. Now, you know, under the logo, you can put a little heading, right? So under the logo, you say, okay, well, I'm going to sell that ad space, and I'm going to put underneath here Hunt County Directory, just underneath it in text, because you can do that with the app, okay? And once again, I just want to explain to everybody, I'm not going to go in and build the app. I want to give you the structure. I've done it a couple of times. I've gone in and built the directory, and I really should have did this first. I really cheated you a little bit for not doing this first. So you figure out, then you're going to figure out what buttons you're going to put here. Okay, am I going to list it by counties, then cities, then niches? Okay, every city is going to have a niche list. Every county is going to have a city list. So now you start breaking out. So you say, okay, I've got my click to call. I've got my share button. Always put a share button up there. Always put a share button up there. And you've got your buttons. Now I'm going to map this out. Where does this go? Is this going to go internal to the app? Now, if it's an About Us button, it goes internal. Okay? So you wouldn't have this button going off. This button would literally cut off right here because, you know, it's an internal app. But if this app is going to another app externally, now you need to let you know that. And then you need to label this app right here. I just put add-on app. But what I do is, if this is a county app, right up here I would put county. Okay? And I know that this button is going to an external app for a county. I'm going to stop right here because I want to make sure I haven't lost anybody. And if you don't mind, we're probably going to go a little bit late tonight, if that's okay. Does everybody follow me so far? Good so far? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, very good. Very good. So now we've come in here and we've built a county app. Now on this county app, okay, we're going to have, I'll just use Hunt County for example. This goes to my county app, and I'm going to have Hunt County, Rockwall County, whatever. Now at Hunt County, it's going to break off, and so right here I would put cities, okay, for Hunt County, and I would have another app right here. And then I would have commerce, and then I would have an app right here. And then I would have Greenville, and I'd have an app right here. So you can, I want to make sure that everybody sees that this is, I used the word layering one time, and that's the only way I know how to visualize this is I've got my app on the top, and then everything is just layered below it. When I talk about layering, that's what I'm talking about. You've got your main app, which branches off into multiple apps, and those multiple apps will branch off into more multiple apps, and it's just going to build itself up. I can tell you, I know Sherry's got several hundred apps. Rex has got several hundred apps, okay, that built their directories. Okay, you've got 500 apps. I mean, you've got plenty of apps to build and make a good living building directories. So you just continue to branch off. You continue to build it. You know what your niches are. You know what your areas you're going to do. You know what counties you're going to do. You know what cities you're going to do. And you need to write all that out. And you put all that down. And now when you go in to build your app, it is 10 times easier. Because what happens is when you start building multiple apps, and you forget which app goes to where, and you forget what link goes to what, and the whole 9 yards, it starts getting very confusing. Very, very confusing. So what you have to do is you have to really map it out. You build your roadmap, And that way, when you're looking at your roadmap and you make sure on these lines, if it's onetap.mobi/Hunt County, you write /.Hunt County right there. That way you know which app this is. So that if you have a problem, all you have to do is look at your map, okay, and you can go right to that app and you say, okay, here's where the problem is. I can go ahead and fix this link. Or if you've got an add a link to it, you don't have to sit there and flip through 57 apps. You say, okay, let's see here. This is the main app. It goes to Hunt County. It goes to Commerce, Texas. I need this app right here, and that's onetap.mobi/com. How do you connect the apps? You connect them in the custom content. I wasn't going to do this, but I'll do this for you. Just for you. You go down here to custom content. You link to a page. What you do is, this is the name of the button. Oops. Shouldn't have done that. My button, my button, and I'll just put onetap.mobi/BP. I don't know what that is, but I click add. Now on your app, that's what it'll do. It'll add that button, okay? And that button, now if you'll notice, that button was an external app. And it probably goes to nothing, and it didn't. So, yeah, it did. So this is somebody's app. Isn't that funny? That's a pizzeria. Okay? So here's a pizzeria app. So that would go under restaurants, okay? And some people break down their, did that answer your question? Okay, very good, very good. And that's how you do that. And you just link, and that builds your links on the apps. Now, some people will break down the niches, okay, like restaurants. They'll have pizzerias, they'll have steakhouse, they'll have hamburgers, they'll have family dining. So they may have a half a dozen niches within a niche. Does that make sense to everybody? That they'll break down the niche? Maybe you've got a grocery store, and you've got a grocery store like a Sam's or something like that, and then maybe you got a grocery store like a little mini mart. You could break down stores, grocery stores, into mini marts and major stores or something like that, and they'll have several niches built in there. But build your main app, and do not, okay, yeah, make it easy. That's exactly right, Steve. That's a great way to put that. Thank you. Make it easy for the end user. You've got to keep the end user in mind on this. That they're the ones using it. They've got to be able to click, 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 and be right where they want to go. So start with your main app. Build out your buttons. Know if the buttons go internally to the same app, just don't put an arrow right there, whatever the button's for. Then if you got to go out and you spread out, and this thing right here can be huge. This map will be huge, okay? So there's programs that do that set up trees. You can do it however you want to. I use a whiteboard, all right, a very big whiteboard. Okay, any questions at all before I go on? Because I'm going to get into push next. Any questions at all? Okay, very good, very good. I did something right tonight. Need to move my screens around here a little bit. How big does a QR code have to be on a billboard? We've got one just outside. I need to take a picture of that one day. We've got one outside. I bet the QR code is probably, gosh, man, 5 foot by 5 foot. I can scan it from my truck driving down the road. I mean, it's huge. It's about half of the billboard. It doesn't go all the way to the top or the bottom, but it's huge. It's like 5 foot by 5 foot, and I can literally scan it as I'm driving down the road. It'll pick it up in my phone. It's that big. So, and you can put the. Let me recommend too, when you build an app, when you build a directory, let me just recommend this. Purchase a URL, and even if you just build a one-page splash page, forward that URL to the app and use the URL for your marketing, like Hunt County Directory, Kaufman County Directory, Commerce Texas Directory, but URL the main app, if that makes sense to everybody. Is it recommended to only use app links and not redirect to web? Let me answer that tactfully. And you're going to see when I put this out in a minute. Never take them out of the app somewhere else. Never, ever, ever take them out of the app to somewhere else. The worst thing I think we ever put in this platform, I don't use it, I would never use it, I don't recommend anybody use it, is putting a website URL that goes to a website. Just absolutely not. I don't like that, never have, never will. Yeah, get them to get an app. And the whole big reason for that is to keep them inside your app as long as possible. That's the whole key to success. Okay, if you'll, Tangelia, if you'll ask me that at the end of this, I'll go over that with you. Push notifications. When we first started Instant App Wizard, I got asked every single week, can we do push? Can we do push notifications? Can we do push notifications? Can we do push notifications? Yes, we've always been able to do push notifications, okay? But what people get in their mind is that little notification that pops up on a screen that says it's raining outside. Or some little message that pops up on a screen that takes you nowhere. To me, push notifications is the worst thing you could ever put on an app. Why? Because it does not take them inside the app. Push notifications pops up on a screen. They're annoying. I personally turn all of them off. I've got one push notification that's on my iPad, and it's for storm damage information. And that's the only push notification I turn on. And when it starts getting annoying, I turn it off. Push notifications, as you know them, or as you think you know them, are the worst thing a marketer could use. Why? Because they don't do anything. They tell you something just took place, okay? Push notification allows an app to notify you of new messages or events without the need to actually open the application. We've been able to do that with the marketing platform from day one, but nobody could understand that that's what push notifications are. Email was the first push notification ever developed. SMS is probably the greatest push notification you can have in a mobile app, okay? Push notifications and in-app messaging go hand in hand together, but it seems some marketers, and I'm taking this from an article, and it was posted inside the forum. That's where I got this from. Push notifications and in-app messaging go hand in hand together, but it seems some marketers are relying more heavily on in-app messages these days to tackle some of the limitations from push notifications. As mobile apps become more sophisticated and rich, there is an increased focus on in-app messages as a way to drive. Listen what I'm fixing to say. Guys, if you haven't heard me say this for a year, you've not ever listened to anything I said. And this is from an article that was written by some mobile guru, okay? There's an increased focus on in-app messages as a way to drive repeat usage. In-app messaging also gives marketers more room to experiment and to test app features to determine what resonates strongest with consumers. Push notifications are great because you can reach users even if they're not actively using your app, said Spencer Burke. With our system we have today, and let me pull it over here, especially now, we've always had the ability to do this, but now we've got it set up automated. Let me show you a great way to sell push notifications to your clients. Very, very, very powerful. Let me come up here to this ad. Now, we all know we've got the marketing platform where we can come in here and we can set up and schedule these messages, okay? You all know how to do that. You've all been doing that. You've been selling that technology now for a week. Now, in-app messaging is extremely powerful, and I'm fixing to show you how to set up and sell in-app messaging. What you're going to do here is you're going to send out a message, and you can set it up, and you can set up the same message. And I'm going to use an example, a restaurant, okay, a fish restaurant. All-you-can-eat fish places are very popular in Texas, okay? Every town has one, okay? But what you're able to do is you're able to go in here and send out one message every Friday. And what you're going to do is you're going to drive them. Does everybody know how to use the schedule message system, by the way, before I go on? Everybody knows how? We trained on it a couple weeks ago, okay? Everybody's saying yes, 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 yes. All right. We also just put in, and this is what I'm going to call, okay, it's an event calendar, but I'm going to call it our in-app messaging system. All right? Because what did this fellow say? Mobile apps become more sophisticated and rich. There's an increased focus on in-app messages as a way to drive repeat business. Now, I'm fixing to show you in a couple of clicks of a button how you can set up an in-app messaging system that's extremely powerful, very cool, and allows you the ability to do things that we haven't even thought of until tonight. Because I've been working on this all day trying to put this together, and it finally hit me. I said, man, here's our in-app messaging system. We call it an event calendar. But I'm fixing to change the name and make it even more powerful than it really is. So we're going to come up here. I'm going to go to the events. And I've got my events already set up just for time's sake. And it's Friday night's fish special. Friday night fish special. Come Friday night for all you can eat catfish with all the trimmings. And this is dated. Okay? Now, I can send out the same link and change this message every single week. Maybe next Friday I'm going to have an all-you-can-eat chicken fried steak. Or if it's a pizza place, on Tuesday nights I'm going to have all-you-can-eat wings, and on Friday nights all-you-can-eat pizza, and on Monday nights all-you-can-eat breadsticks or something, whatever it is. And I can come in here and I can build multiples of these events, okay? Now, I'm going to show you real quick. So I've got this event set up, and we all know what that looks like. And I'm going to come up here to the general settings. Now, here it is right here. I took it out a while ago. And you can make this whatever you want. I'm going to say weekly specials. I'm going to save that. I'm going to come over here. Now, I have just created an in-app messaging system. Now, this isn't just me telling you it's hot. All right, there's an entire article, and I'll recommend you go down about halfway down on the pages there. One of our guys from Australia, I think, put that in there, or New Zealand. But that's in-app messaging right there. Now, they go into the in-app messaging. All right, here's their special. All right. Now, I'll show you what the in-app messaging looks like on this little site. This is an in-app message right here. Okay, this is for Starbucks. All right. Gives them their information. Guess what? It also gives them their directions, all built in right here inside the app. In-app messaging system with automated push notifications. It doesn't get any more simple or any more powerful than that to be able to go out and sell that system. A lot of people understand or think they understand or know about push notifications. And we've had a lot of people that have argued with me till the cows come home. Well, Kerry, that's not really push notification. Yeah, really it is. It's been that forever. Push notifications allows an app to notify you of a new message or event without the need to actually open the application. SMS is the most powerful push notification, has been from day one that we've had in this platform. All a push notification is something that alerts the person that has the app that an event has taken place. All right? You go in, you create your message, you set it up, and you can use the same little deal every week. They can go in and change it. They can set up a half a dozen of them. Does everybody know how to pull a link off of the app, off of the page? Does everybody know how to know what link to put in their messaging? I'll show you real quick. Here's our weekly specials. There's two ways to do this. You can look right down here in the corner, and it says onetap.mobi/coupon ad/events, or you can right click it and you can copy the link location. Okay, and then when you come up here and you do your marketing and you build your scheduled message, you just put it in there. And now you have a I'm telling you, this article that was posted, and actually there was 2 or 3 people that asked about push notifications in the forum this week. That's the reason I went ahead and did this. And then I started thinking, how could we, when I read the in-app messaging article, I thought, how can we create in-app messages that we could actually go in and sell this in-app messaging program that's an automated program that sends out the push notifications through email. See, we're not only pushing through email, we're not only pushing through SMS, we're pushing to Facebook and we're pushing to Twitter. Sending out an event that is happening within the app, and we're driving them right back into the app. I was going to read an article here. Hang on just one second. Let me find it. Or part of an article. And let me tell you how powerful this is becoming. Starbucks and Office Depot are all over this like right on rice, man. I'm telling you. It's very, very powerful. Hang on just one second. This is Office Depot saying this. An executive from Office Depot last week at ETEL East cited in-app messaging to differentiate its mobile strategy from others. Okay? Absolutely, bar none, hands down. If you want to get out there and differentiate yourself from everybody else, go in and start selling this in-app messaging automated push system to your clients. Now, I'm telling you, everybody's fixing to start doing it. With the jQuery mobile and HTML5, people have realized that in-app messaging is the way to go. Absolutely. And I eat Exonic all the time, but absolutely the way to go. Okay? Any questions on that at all? I would make sure that they are on SMS. The question is pricing suggestions. Always double your SMS pricing. If it's $25, it's $50. Then I would probably charge, and I would not give the marketing platform away. I would probably charge another $39 for the entire in-app messaging program, somewhere around $69 to $99. Just for you, George. George said, can I do a quick video? I'll do that tomorrow for you, George, and I'll post it out to everybody else. I'll let them watch it too. Can you just verify that push notifications only go to subscribers, not those that simply have the app installed? Absolutely, they have to subscribe. That is a factamundo. It's no different than if I download an app, I have to turn on push notification. When you download an app, it asks you if you want push notification on. It's no different than opting into SMS or no different than opting into something else. Is this different than texting? No, it is texting. Texting is a type of push notification. Email is a type of push notification. Posting to Facebook automatically from within the platform for that specific app is a type of push notification. Same thing with Twitter. Let's see if I missed somebody. I don't want to miss anybody. With Robert Gown, they go by pretty quick. So, anybody else? A message? I mean, a question. Yes, absolutely. You want it to take from their pool of text because you want to sell them more text. Yes, this is the same system you've always had. We're just renaming it a little bit to keep everybody up with in the field on this new technology that everybody's jumping on. It's not like Office Depot and Starbucks just woke up one day and said, oh man, let's try this. This has been around for a couple of years now. When mobile apps started taking off, when everybody started breaking away from the native apps, push technology was the SMS and the emails. Anybody else? Somebody had a question earlier, and I don't remember who it was. It said, could I show them something? Let me see if I can find it. Tangelia ask about the call button. Give me 1 second. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them there. I'm going to show her something real quick. All right, buddy. You take care, Will. It's good to see you, my friend. Have fun at the county fair. Go into edit content. This click to call number right here, I'm going to take it out and just show you. That click to call number there is what controls the call button right here. It's under content, the very first button. And that creates your call button. Now to turn that on, go to General Settings, go into Theme, and you have to enable it right here. It's called Call Bar. You'll see it disabled. And it's off. Go back, enable it. And it's on. If somebody has 500 subscribers, I recommend putting them on about the 2500 package. One subscriber is going to use a minimum to sign up 3 text. If they have 500 subscribers, they're doing extremely well. No, unused text do not roll over. That's why I recommend you start them around 500 to 1,000 and then work them up. Wait, well, some guys will go out there and sell 2,500 text. I mean, that's okay if that's what you want to do. That it's your business. But start them off and then add 2 each week. You bet. Thank you, Mike. The best thing that I'm a firm believer in building long-term customers, and if they trust you with their money and you manage their money like you would manage your own, they're going to see you, they're going to stay with you forever because they know you care. I mean, there's people that will go out and sell somebody something that they'll never use and take that check every month and be just as happy about it as if they was using it. But I believe in let's sell people something that they're going to use. Call button, email, Facebook bar, how to get email off. You can go right here and just make sure there's nothing in here. Like if I go in here and put me@me.com because I love me. There's your email button. Just go in and delete that out of there. And it'll be gone. Well, thank you, Alan. I love you too. That was very kind of you to say that. Anybody else? I really hope tonight's training, especially with the directory and the ability, can we have a map button there? Yeah, I think that's on his list of things to do. He's going to make that where we can actually change the buttons around. Is there an all-in-one sign-up for email and text? Joe, I'm not really sure what you're asking there, my friend. Are you talking about like right here? Like if I go into a list, sign up for my list or whatever? Yeah, they can go. If you have texting, They can, when they go join our list, they can put their name, email address, and their phone number in here, and it'll go right in the list. Yes, sir. If you've got them, if you've got texting assigned, it'll put texting right there. I mean SMS. I'm sorry, phone is what it says. I'm gonna get it right here in a minute. Yeah, SMS is the texting. That is correct. Any more questions? There's a text that comes in, okay? Then there's a text that comes out where they've got to opt in, and then they're going to opt in. And then it's just one text, unless they opt out. We use a double opt-in system. That's for safety for everybody, and it really keeps the legalities of texting and email right where it needs to be, following the old rules of the road. Very, very important. And if you work that texting program, you can make a very good living off of texting. Very, very good living off of texting. And texting is one of the most powerful tools we have. I see people that cancel texting, and I don't mean there's nothing bad by this. I see people, they'll cancel texting on a customer, and the first thing I ask myself, and maybe I need to start calling people and asking this question because maybe it'll help them. They cancel texting for a reason. They usually cancel it because they're not getting anybody to sign up. They're usually not getting anybody to sign up because they're not marketing that system. 99.9% of the time when I see a texting account canceled, it's because those people were not taught how to use that texting system. Guaranteed. They didn't have a table tent up. They didn't have a window clean up. They didn't have a point of sale table tent. They had no one directing them to sign up for their specials. Because I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter what business it is. Everybody has specials. Barber shops, beauty shops, it doesn't matter. Oil change places, car washes, restaurants. Go buy one of these mini marts. They've always got specials in the windows. And you know what the biggest special is they run? And people will drive anywhere for this one specific special at these mini marts. Does anybody know what that is? What the one thing people look for the most that's on sale at these places? Anybody? Take a guess? Nope. 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 Miller. Nope. Milk. Who said milk? Yep. Milk. Number one drawing tool in a, thank you, Steve. Number one drawing tool to a mini mart is milk sales. Milk sales. I know that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, people will drive 10 miles to save $2 on a gallon of milk. Burn $50 worth of gas. Milk. On a first contact, you prefer to send a mailer, email, cold call, or walk-in? Yeah. Let me see how to answer that question. Diego, it really depends on what I'm doing. I'm a walk-in kind of guy. I'm the kind of guy that likes to go in and start conversation. I'm a conversationalist. But I also do, I've done some mailing. I do emailing. You know, I've tried phone calling, you know, to set an appointment. I'm just not much on the phone. I don't really like talking on the phone. I spend half my life. Walk in and cold calling, introducing yourself. You see, I'm a little bit different. I don't usually go in and try to make the sale unless I see it going that way on the first call. I'm one of those guys that'll go out and I'll introduce myself to 100 people, kind of fill them out, see what their business is doing, talk to them, get to know them, and then stop back by when I'm back in that area again and we start doing business. I've never been a pushy salesman. Yeah, leave them something, a comparison page, you know, leave them something in their hand. I mean, don't walk out. But I mean, if I see the sale going my way, I'm definitely going to close it. But if I see it's kind of iffy, I'm a pat you on the back, been nice talking to you kind of guy. Any other questions? Well, man, it's been an absolute pleasure tonight. I hope you got a lot out of it. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Please keep Robert in your prayers. I'll try to get a hold of him tomorrow and see how everything's going. That kind of got me there right there for a few minutes, and but that's okay. We're all human, and my prayers are with that fella. But God bless. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for all the kind words and the great night we had here on the training session. I'll have this up here in just a little bit. Y'all have a good one. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. If view shopping cart shows up under the call bar, how do I remember? Hey, send a ticket in on that for me, please, Michael. That shouldn't be doing that, but there may be something crossed over on that app, if you would. Thank you, buddy. All right, good night, everybody.